What do you think when you think about self-care? I always had the Sunday self-care ritual where I would pluck my eyebrows, paint my nails, take a long shower, apply face and hair masks so that I would look more presentable towards the world, my friends, my family, and maybe even towards the male gaze. But I haven't been going between people in that sense for about a year now, and I realized how I slowly but surely stopped to do these self-care things. Instead, most of the times after lectures, I usually look more like this. Or except the fact that I would have my phone in my hand, but I'm filming with that right now, so that's not possible. I realized that I never did these so-called self-care rituals for myself. Most of the time, self-love and self-care are sold in a way that just further perpetuates the need for women to be constantly desirable. And I've realized that this kind of self-love takes me right back to square one, valuing myself based on the desirability of my face and body, while making myself up and feeling cute does bring me joy. It's only a temporary fix. Hearing how much I miss you, but I kinda feel sorry for them, 'cause I'll never know you the way that I do. Yet today I drove through the suburbs, pictured I was driving home. I'm Buket and I make videos that help young people cope with the difficulties of adulthood, and this year I want to redefine the way I take care of myself. And to do that, I only ask myself the question, what makes me feel good? And here are some of my answers. Instead of sitting on my couch with my phone, scrolling on Instagram and TikTok for hours and hours on end while increasing my screen time to 10 hours daily, I could just read a book. Think about the last time you read for leisure. For me, it had been pretty long since I always have to do a lot of readings for university. But there's a big difference between the readings that you are required to do for your profession and the ones that you just read for fun. I'm currently reading Women Don't Owe You Pretty by Florence Given, and I've been having a blast and actually learning a lot. Doing creative stuff, making earrings, filming and editing videos like I'm currently doing, or in this case, trying something new. Right here, I tried to do these Pinterest candles. I have to admit that the candles didn't turn out the prettiest, but they still had a little glow up compared to before. This honestly is the glow up that I aspire to have. Not very loud or shiny, but a glow up from within. Oftentimes in the world we live in, drastic changes are rewarded, but only the ones which we are told to be desirable changes, like losing weight, for instance. I remember being praised so much when I lost weight, even though back then I was probably in one of the worst mindsets that I have ever been before. But people were recognizing my change and actually cheering for me. No one had ever told me that I was hardworking before I lost weight. I was always a diligent student and a competent work colleague. But all of that effort only started to be seen when they saw my after picture after I had lost weight. I don't know how we got here, but the candles look pretty well. Cleaning my space. I think our experiences and science has already proven that a healthy and clean workspace equals a healthy and clean mind. So here are some songs that I like to listen to while I'm cleaning. I'm honestly quite new into meditating, but I can already feel that a day in which I meditate for about 10 minutes really makes a difference. I don't follow a specific plan, I just want to have a free mind and head. So all I do is I usually focus on my breathing for like 10 breaths, and the only thing I do is count the breaths and I try to focus on nothing else. I am already a religious and spiritual person who likes to pray, but I have to say that meditating is more like a before step before I pray.
so that I can have a free mind to be able to focus on what's important and what I want to wish for, what I want to aim for, and what I want to manifest. Also, learning something new always brings me a lot of joy. I recently splurged and got myself an iPad. Well, my dad got it for me, but we made like an 70-30% deal kind of, so I paid for it too, don't worry about that. I was hoping for an iPad for a long time because I wanted to make doodles for my videos, I wanted to manage my online shop better, and I also wanted to be able to take notes, like digital notes, while I'm in my lectures. So this iPad has been extremely helpful, and it's also the device which I use to record my voiceover right now, so you can tell me about the quality of it. I love this device. I've been using it nonstop. I use it for everything. I read on it, I doodle on it, I watch videos, I watch dramas in my bed, I do everything. I love this thing, but right here I was looking into how to further and better my digital notes. I'm still not very good at it. My handwriting on digital notes is also still not very good, considering the fact that my handwriting itself is not very good. It's still okay. So yeah, learning something new, I love that. Okay, so lately I've been kind of sort of trying to take my journey a little bit more inwards, because I always feel like when I thought about self care, I always thought about have an outcome, things that I can see on my outside, things that can also be perceived by other people around me and strangers. And also, when I think about terms like glowing up or things like that, it's always kind of only the outward journey. It kind of feels like someone who went through something and learned from that is only rewarded if that thing is to be seen on their outside. That's why I started journaling, and I find it really well. And besides that, it's also very sad not knowing the answer to questions like why do you deserve the best in life, or things like list 5 things you're good at. Was it was so hard for me to answer these questions. I almost wasn't even able to do that, which is very sad, and I need to change that. So journaling it is. The truth is that for a lot of people, it can be extremely uncomfortable to say nice, positive things about ourselves. So when we hear others exude confidence, it can remind us that we don't really value ourselves as highly as we should. We are forced to see the reality that deep down we don't really love ourselves. And to cope, we might try to tear down the people who do. But with a shift of perspective, we're able to work on the relationship we have with ourselves and stop projecting our hurt onto others. I think by now everyone who is here or was here before on my videos knows that I really like to take walks. They just make me feel so calm afterwards. In true self-care fashion, let's take a bath together. Taking care of my body is still very important for me. I still plug my eyebrows, I still apply face and hair masks, and I still try to pamper myself as much as possible to look good for myself and also for the people who are around me. But I don't want the outcome of how I look determine how well I take care of myself anymore. Self-care is something that should go inwards.
I just can't imagine how you could be so okay now that I'm gone. 'Cause you didn't mean what you wrote in that song about me.
Just like how a candle first needs to be lit in order to be able to give light to other candles, I believe that I first need to take care of myself so that I can give some of myself to other people. Don't underestimate the impact that taking care of yourself has. I believe that self-love comes after self-care. You first need to learn to take care of yourself and hold yourself in difficult situations before you can learn to love yourself. I'm cheering for us. Thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe because it's fun and it's free as always. And I will hopefully see you next time. Bye bye.